Hi. I actually haven't been uploading recently. It's because I've been having the lack of motivation to do anything, or mostly anything involving YouTube. A lot of these videos take editing, and, if I don't have a cool, custom, wacky sprite, it's not really, you know, viable. But I guess I want to try something. And I really want to talk about something that I hold very dear to my heart. Five Nights at Freddy's is an indie horror game made by Scott Cawthon in 2014. I fucking love this game. I can literally talk on hours and hours on end about how this game has changed my outlook on horror and game franchises and sound design and all these different things. But I wouldn't be doing it justice. So I want to talk about FNaF. Like, not a retrospective, but more or less how it kind of changed the indie horror game scene. And I have been watching a lot of videos on YouTube about this subject, and most of you guys are little bitches. I can't even say it in any other term, because a lot of people say that this game has changed it for the worse, which, to be completely honest, I think quite the contrary. So let's begin. Five Nights at Freddy's. Man, this game terrified me. I actually was getting into FNaF around FNaF II and FNaF III. I don't really remember the first game that much, and it seems so hazy to me, but I do remember the Markiplier animations and watching those before anything else, because I was so terrified of watching gameplay of said games. Dude, the fucking Steam icon, Apple Store, wrong again. The Google Play icon for this game absolutely terrified me. I'm talking about made me shit myself scareless. It literally, it was so bad I would cover my eyes every time looking at this thing. So a lot of you are probably like, how did you get into it? Well, around the time of FNaF 2, the theory started coming in. So, as being me, I watched Game Theory. I already kind of had some rough, experience with the channel. So I was like, this looks pretty cool. It's video on FNaF, that thing that I'm afraid of. Maybe it'll help me understand it and not be afraid of it. But to be completely honest, it did quite the contrary. MatPat's videos were so interesting to me in the time of literally nothing. And it felt so refreshing to have a story so well hidden that it kind of sparked my love for a lot of analog horrors. So, yeah, a lot of the time I would sit there and just watch these videos, a bright, starry-eyed child looking at this screen, waiting for another theory to come out. And why? Well, I think it's because Five Nights at Freddy's nails atmosphere. It really does. At least the first 3 games. So that's probably what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Let me explain. FNaF 1 nails the most... How do I say this? FNaF 1 nails the dreadful environment, the panic-inducing, the theory of the unknown. Before then, games like PT and Slender were out, which were more widely accepted because, free roam, and a lot of it was just free roam. Free roam. But FNaF did something completely different. FNaF decided to not be a free roam game, more like a point-and-click adventure horror game. Instead, you sit in one location and you essentially, perish. But even though that is true, other games in the series started acting as more, point-and-clicky, as in Sister Location, and I can even argue FNaF 4. But really, this was new, it was fresh. You had an office, you had this creepy ambience that you would see as you would look around, not knowing what to do. And the gameplay mechanics were never really finite. They were always kind of scattered around each night, and a lot of the time you had to learn from trial and error. And for the people who said that I'm completely wrong about this, actually, I'm not sure. Literally, one of the night's phone guys says that you should play dead.
Hey, listen, I had an idea. If you happen to get caught and want to avoid getting stuffed into a Freddy suit, try playing dead. Go limp. Then there's a chance that maybe they'll think that you're an empty costume instead.
Which is not true at all. Actually, playing dead in said game would actually cause you in death both by Freddy and Foxy. So, what am I going at? Well, this really changed a lot. The fact that you were stuck, vulnerable in this space with no safe feeling beside them schmicks and doors. You kind of didn't know what to do, and having to learn through trial and error and literally willingly make yourself fearful was really something new in that time. And for everybody saying, what do you mean? Well, I would like to explain even further in depth of this subject. So let's talk about the power meter in FNAF. In FNAF 1, the power meter is so crucial to gameplay. It literally is a meter so you don't have to have the doors closed all the time. So, genuinely speaking, how the power works is if you use your doors, use your camera, or even use your lights, you will waste power. Now, obviously you will be wasting power in the night. I haven't seen anybody play FNAF like a whole night without it, but it's more like resource management to the fact that you have literally this little meter, oh, you better not let it go down or you die. And that really was something special at the time. FNAF just seemed so scary because despite there being a workaround so you could feel safe, you willingly had to give yourself this fearful mindset to gain information. And as you slowly started to play the game, excuse me, as you slowly started to play the game, you started realizing, hey, wait a dish dang ding dang dong dimstone dimmadale moment. This actually can help me out. So preserving power and using your resources such as sound management, visual cues, audio cues, I think I just said that, all helped the game grow. So what happened with Five Nights at Freddy's 2? Shortly after the first game released and had a massive, glow up essentially, Scott Cawthon decided to tease his next game, the grand reopening. Man, I was fucking terrified. Look at him! Look at how he looks broken! Oh no! But seriously, I was actually terrified. I hated the first game, and the fact that we were getting teasers and consistent updates to this website, scottgames.com, it seemed more and more terrifying to me. Now, to be completely honest, FNAF 2 did something different than FNAF 1. It induced panic more than anything. As the first game had fear, the second game had panic more than anything. Personally, I actually really have a love-hate relationship with the second game. I do like it and do genuinely think it's a very astonishing and well put together game. The only problem is it's not inherently scary to me. When it first came out, I was absolutely terrified of the puppet for I don't know, 2 days. But besides that, I really wasn't terrified. But then it hit me. Wait a minute. It's not that you're supposed to feel terrified. You're supposed to feel stressed. FNAF 2 did something to the gameplay loop. Instead of gathering information, action, and waiting, you had panic, and fucking panic. Because everything hits you once. And since this game used RNG, random number generation, made to have the game not, the same for each individual playing, it was weird because one playthrough was obviously different from the other. By the way, RNG is in every game, and I play gacha games, so it's mostly, I'm so, used to it and stuff, and cool, yeah, okay. But anyway, RNG and this panic-inducing feeling really messed with the player. Different from the first game. While there was still fear, lack of hallucinations and all, the game was still frightening. FNAF 2 really felt like everything was crashing down. Because you gotta check the vents, check always, check the camera away, need music box, put a mask on. Oh, is there somebody there? No, I can't repeat. I'm a good FNAF player. But seriously, this game really did change the FNAF series for most people. So when Scott Games updated to FNAF 3, that's when everything came in. So FNAF 3. How do I say this in a way that... FNAF 3 to me is the best game in the franchise. Coming back to playing all the FNAF games, I realized something. FNAF 1 induces fear. FNAF 2 induces panic. And FNAF 3 induces both. And a lot of people disagree. But here's the thing. FNAF 3 is supposed to be, and at least in my opinion, the way I see, up to interpretation of the gameplay. A lot of things in FNAF aren't actually deliberately said. Henceforth, if you guys didn't know, In night 5 of Five Nights at Freddy's 4, I know this is deviating from the video, but listen. In night 5 of FNaF 4, whenever Fredbear is running on a side and he hasn't moved, and you don't see him on said side, he's still there. This plays into the hallucinations of the crying child. But as in FNaF 3, it gets even worse. Actually, let's go to the extras menu. If you realize something about the FNaF 3's extra menu, you know that, wait a minute, there's all 2 little springy traps here. And, wait, what? Why? Well, that's because Springtrap technically is and isn't a phantom. Springtrap is so chaotic in his movements and the way that he operates that it's very stressful. And also, the fact that he's a fucking rotting corpse in an animatronic suit is absolutely sorry. The fact that he is an animatronic suit in a rotting... Wait. The fact that he's a rotting corpse inside of an animatronic suit really scares, the player. I mean, look at his lifeless eyes. His disoriented pose, the way he just kind of stares. It looks like he has too much emotion, but in the uncanny valley looks like he doesn't at all. It's this weird kind of mix of horror and fear that, I don't know, but that looks scary. And to be completely honest, yeah, it's supposed to induce fear. One thing about FNaF 3 that the other games don't do, besides lore, hey, I forgot to put this in the video. One thing FNaF 3 does as well is go into the lore. I kind of skipped out on the lore in FNaF 2. Sorry. Yeah. So we're about to get into that. Sorry again. So, FNaF 3 got into lore, got into this gameplay mechanic. It just felt so fresh and new. A lot of people thought that this game was disappointing, and I thought quite the contrary. Literally, if you guys didn't know, in FNaF 3, you have a chance of literally getting Springtrap everywhere, in every single camera. That is terrifying, because you can hear him inching closer, but you do not know which one is the real one. Like, it's like those twin cousins. You don't know which one's the real one, so you keep telling one that you shouldn't be telling, and then it's getting all awkward and shit. Okay, sorry, that joke wasn't going anywhere. But anyway, yeah. So, one thing I think FNaF 3 goes through that I forgot to bring up about FNaF 2 is the lore. Five Nights at Freddy's changed the way lore can be dealt in games, with stuff like Slender and Amnesia kind of putting right up in your face and saying, hey, this is Slender old diggity dude, he's here to fucking touch you, I don't know, or hey, you forgot? Well, here's stuff to remember. Here, let me hold your hand, buddy, let's be friends, come on, let's go. FNaF didn't really do that. FNaF more or less sprinkled its lore throughout the games, and all 3 kind of proved that. In FNaF 1, it was bare bones and minimalistic, bare bones, I can't fucking speak. But it was more bare bones than anything, and all we knew was there was 5 kids who went missing at a local Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, lured in by a person in a mascot costume. The person was allegedly found, and the 5 kids were never found. Parents started complaining, blah blah blah, mucus animatronics, blood animatronics, and but yeah, so in that sense, that's kind of what the game was about. Just 5 dead kids possess these animatronics, come kill you now because they think you killer, or something like that. But FNaF 2 kind of further, it went into the lore more than FNaF 1 did, and showing us actual events and minigames that happen, spread around through these cool 8-bit minigames, which a lot of people are like, wow, this Atari style is super lame. But then I realized, wait a minute, these are supposed to be arcade games, and they look pretty good to me. Maybe I'm just weird. Okay. Anyway, so the games would delve deep into the lore. FNaF 2, we actually knew stuff. The puppet gave the kids life. Golden Freddy didn't have a suit. We knew that the killer used the Golden Freddy costume. Oh my god, the lore was so easier back then. And that's all we knew. FNaF 2 was a prequel to the first game, and we knew that the events probably preceded that game. I don't think I said that right. But then FNaF 3 came out, and then the lore went actually pretty good. FNaF 3 established that the killer, after the set events of 1 and 2, went back to the first pizzeria location, dismantled the animatronics, thought to fucking do some stuff, went into the back rooms, saw them there, saw the spring body costume, went inside, and boom, he died. This was so amazing to me, and I kind of feel as if I was so relieved to find this. FNaF 3 really tied up loose ends, and even now, during the days of animatronic goop and fucking name games, I feel like I can finally rest knowing that these 3 games really changed it. So much so, there's a whole Game Jolt tab dedicated to games such as, Five Nights at Candy's, Pop Goes. And it really makes me wonder, if FNaF never came out, would we get such games like... Did I just say fucking such games? Would we get such games as Bendy and the Ink Machine? Or fucking, I don't know, was that Poppy's Playtime? Yeah. But to be completely honest, FNaF holds a special place in my heart for multiple reasons. And I'm glad all games have come out. Yes, even FNaF World, I kind of have a guilty special place for that game. But I actually could thank the series for one thing. This game series actually made me want to do YouTube in the first place. From Markiplier, dude, I'm literally trying to be sentimental here and I can't even speak. From Markiplier's first playthrough to Corey Kenshin's many playthroughs of the series, I've always wanted to pursue that dream. Over the years, I've guessed my love for the game has kind of died out and I don't really know what to do. Also, I'm a chicken shit. I don't like playing horror games. But I guess this series and its new game will hold a special place in my heart, as the games did before. Thank you, Scott. Oh, hey, everybody. Oh, the game, hi. If you didn't know, I started streaming, actually. So, over here on Definitely Not Hyperno, I actually started streaming and doing more fun things. So if you guys want to see me play stuff like Ploppy's Playtime or, like SCP games, definitely go check that out. And if you guys are missing my AMVs and they're like, oh, we missed the, copyright claimable vids, well, there's a channel for that too. Hyperno's Edits, a channel definitely made for just my edits and stuff that I work on when I'm not working on these videos. I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. I'm kind of confused on what to do. I really don't know. Maybe I'll do more FNaF, maybe not. Depends on how good this video does. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye. Clear the channels. Bye!